Hi, I'm Sam Sorbo for the Accidental Homeschooler. I want to share with you today another kind of, I'm going to try to dispel myths this week. And so this myth is, boy, that's a tongue twister for some reason. This is a myth that I think has been engendered for so long in our educational institutions that we just accept it by rote, like we just don't even question it. And that is how learning takes place. Trust me, learning does not happen. Students should not be sitting there like baby birds, chirp, 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 waiting to be fed. That's not how learning happens, and that's not how education should happen. But we all feel like, oh yeah, you just throw your kids in school, and then they sit there, and then the teacher just feeds them all the information that they will ever need, all the knowledge that they will ever need. And that's absurd. I mean, it's absurd on its face, it's absurd. And so in order to rethink the paradigm of education in this country, maybe that's a good place to start. Start thinking about education not as, oh, my child just needs me to pour a bunch of stuff down his gullet to regurgitate the stuff that I went out and learned, which, by the way, parents aren't doing anyway. And in a sense, I'd rather at least see that much, right? Education should not be that. Education should be stoking the fire of curiosity in the child's brain. So the idea is that you're exposing the child to information that the child is excited to learn. And then the child starts to teach himself this information. Now, granted, some things are more appropriate than others, and it is up to the parent. It should be the parent who guides that and says, well, I think you should learn Latin. I do that with my kids. I think they ought to learn Latin because mastering that foreign language, because of the logic that it has, and you'll have to go check out, I know I've done a video on Latin before. That's up to me to say, yes, this is something that you do need to sit down and study. But at the same time, I ask my kids fairly often, what is it that's interesting you now? What could you study that would make sense to you, that would inspire you? And in fact, I remember there was a project that Shane had to do to design a nonprofit pitch to try to get funding for a nonprofit idea. And I said, what do you want to do? And he said, there really isn't anything, Mom. I'm just not interested in doing a nonprofit. I just don't even know. I don't want to save the oceans. I don't want to clean the park. I don't want to, because they had gone, I don't want to do an art project to raise money for, sick kids or whatever. He just was not inspired at all. And I said to him, well, tell me something that you think would be fun to work on. And you could tell that he'd thought of something, but he was too afraid to share it. So he said, no, you won't. It's silly. I said, well, try me. Who knows, He said, well, the thing that I really like to do is, I'm going to mess it up, but let's say it was Legos, okay? And I said, well, Legos. It had to be an art project. It had to be something creative. So cleaning the oceans really, I don't think sort of fit the bill, but I know that one student did that, so and nobody had a problem with it. But anyway, he just didn't see anything. He doesn't see any value in art, basically. He just doesn't really see value in art. So he said something with Legos. And actually it was Minecraft, my bad. It was Minecraft. And he said, I said, well, what could you do in Minecraft? Is there anything in Minecraft that is creative? And he said, well, all of Minecraft is creative. I said, okay, so that's the artistic element of it. And what do you suppose might be beneficial for kids, for anybody about Minecraft? And he said, well, you could teach kids to design certain engineering type elements, which is something that he loves to do. And I said, well, let's explore that. And so that became his project. and he put together a whole pitch. He called the school to see if he could use space at the school. He designed a program to teach young kids how to do creative design within the Minecraft framework. And so as a teacher for my son, I had the opportunity to figure out how to serve him while he was still doing a project idea that came from, it's a classical conversations idea, and I like what they do, so I'm trying to hold to the standards that they set because I think those are excellent standards. But at the same time, I can tailor it to suit my child's needs. And he took off with that. And so that's what I'm trying to say to you. Your child is not a little birdie that you just need to keep shoving things in his mouth for him to eat. What you want to do is teach the little birdie to go out and find the food that he can thrive on. That's what we want. All right? So that's all I have to say about that. Thanks for tuning in. Check out the links below and go ahead and share this with a friend if you want. Be well.